Damn, Zeus, you too cold, bruh. What you doing?
Bad bitch, and she do what I say so. Big 40s in a big ass Draco. 3 more millions when you ask how my day go.
Alright, hey YouTube, welcome back. It's your girl Living with Tay. It's Taylor. If you didn't know, make sure before we even start this video, y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe button down below, okay? So today is a video that a lot of people have long awaited for. If you read the title, you guessed it. It is my testimonial or testimony video. Before we get started though, please don't mind the stuff on this side. It's my business stuff I'm selling. Please don't mind. It's my office area, okay? So don't mind it. But all right, another thing too, I did get off of work, okay? So don't mind my hair. But anyways, so we're gonna talk about my testimony, okay? And I've been contemplating doing this video for a long time because I'm really stuck on what my testimony really is. Like, I know, but I don't know. I know some parts, but I don't know all parts, okay? But I do know all parts because it's my life. And your testimony is just your life, right? Right. But here's the kicker to this video. So we're going to talk about my testimony. Is it going to be in order? Probably not, because I'm kind of a person that's all over the place, but organized at the same time. What's it called? Chaotic organization. That's kind of me, and that's how my brain works. So we're going to just start and jump right in, okay? So without telling y'all too much about my life, but telling y'all a lot about my life, because you kind of got to know me if you're going to watch my channel. Duh. But, so I grew up with my grandmother. And growing up with my grandmother, it was a time, well, my grandmother and my uncle, who I call my mother and my brother, had rhymed. Anyways, so that was really a time that, I don't know, like, a lot was just shown to me. A lot as in, I grew in wisdom. I learned a lot at a young age. And by learning a lot, I'm talking instances that's happened in my life. Sorry, y'all. She tripping. What is wrong? Anyways, I've learned a lot and been taught a lot at an early age. And so for me, I kind of had to grow up early, but in a mind sense. Like, I had so much wisdom at a young age that, like, people would literally call me an old soul because I just had so much. I had a little too much. That's because I grew up with my grandmother. And now, I'm not going to say that's a bad thing, but because it wasn't. But it definitely was a different experience than what a lot of people have had in their life. And for me, because I didn't grow up with my mother, if you didn't know, she passed away when I was born. Well, I was born September 7th. She passed away September 12th, which is why my business is called 912 for her birthday. Side note, y'all, look what I made today. It's right here too. I made a binder. This is my business binder. It has all my stuff inside. Look, it's full of pages. Stuff like my business plan, my EIN that we got. My LLC is going to go in here too once I get the document sent to my email. I got to-do lists in here. I have shirt order forms, hoodie order forms, apparel, anything apparel forms, my price list. It's just my personalized little binder. And then I'll eventually have a tab for like receipts and stuff like that to keep track of all that stuff. But anyways, back to the testimony. So yeah, which is why my business is called 912. It's based off of her. So I guess that's the first part of my testimony really, because that's how I got here. Switching gears, we're gonna jump a whole bunch of years into college, but in between that time, just to catch y'all up a little bit. Hey girl, just to catch y'all up a little bit. So growing up, I was the kid that was bullied a lot, and I was also the kid that didn't tell my mama nothing. Don't know why I never told her really. I think I was more scared of what she would do to the people, like not to the kids per se, but to like their parents, because my mom is very overprotective. Well, growing up, she's very overprotective. Also, too, keep in mind that when I say my mom, I'm talking about my grandmother. She's very overprotective, and she was just very kind of coddled me a lot. And again, not in a bad way, but I was definitely coddled in the sense of that, like, when people mess with me, she would like go off on like the parents because why is your child doing that type stuff? And so Alaska, she smelled another dog on me because I was around another dog today, and she's going in on the sniffing. But anyways, so I think I was more so scared to tell her because of that reason. So yeah, I was just a kid. There's not really much to say about that. I was just a kid that got bullied about every little thing. Growing up, I did have a lot of health issues. So like, people will make fun of me about my health issues. For example, y'all, I'm mirrored. On this side, I have an ear tag, as you can see. And I used to get bullied about having that. Like, I can't control that I was born with that, but kids used to make fun of me about that. I couldn't play contact sports because I have a kidney in the front of my stomach. Like, it's just, these are health things that I had to grow up with personally, and people really used to make fun of me about it. Can't help how I was born, okay? But by the grace of God, I'm A-okay. I'm healthy. I'm living, I'm breathing. I got new life every single day, okay? So, bump them. Not bump them, because that's not godly. But you get it. You get what I'm saying. But I will say that because I was bullied so much, it did alter my brain chemistry in the sense of how I see people and how I view people. I don't have very many friends because I'm very, not closed off. I'm delivered from that. But I am more aware of who I call my friends, who I want to pick to be my friend. If someone wants to be my friend, or if I hang out with someone new for a long period of time, I'm making sure that we gonna click for real. Like, all my friends I have now, you can ask them. 9 times out of 10, it's taken us at least 6 months to a year before I called them my friend. And a lot of people will be like, no, we friends, but like, did I call you my friend? If I never called you my friend, then we're not friends unless I called you my friend. Okay? Dang, my mama had called me right in the middle of what I was saying. I low-key forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, so just to kind of recap, because I really don't remember what I was talking about. But got bullied. They used to make fun of me. It wasn't cool. Now, fast forward to high school. I'm just kind of filling out there real quick, real fast, because my real testimony don't start till I get to college. But fast forward real quick, real fast. I was at one high school. Didn't like it because I was still getting bullied. Then switched to another high school, which in the end I did like. I just wish I had got there a little bit earlier, because in that age people was making cliques already, so it was hard for me to find friends. But I did overall like the high school that I graduated from. I was on a swim team. I was playing AAU volleyball. It was a good time. Fast forward though to college. Now y'all in college. Lord have mercy on us all. All right, so here we go. Freshman year of college, right? I'm at the school in Texas, and life starts off real good, a little too good, but it's real good. Okay, at this point, my mind is so just like, yay, like woo. It's like I'm like a bubbly person. Like, I'm bubbly now, but like back then, it was almost like a naive kind of bubbly. Okay, and it's crazy how far I've come, because, okay, so that was that. But freshman year, you know, real bubbly Taylor, ended up getting in a relationship with this girl, and it did not turn out well at all. It actually kind of, I don't want to say started, but it was the first time where I really actually felt a depressed spirit upon me, like depression for real. And this is around the same time that COVID had just started too. Well, I had been in a relationship when school first started, but when it ended was when COVID was going on. And so I'm really really glad that God brought me through that and delivered me from that, because first of all, dating the same sex is not of God. Let's just be honest. Let's put it on the table. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? It's not of God. And I'm so happy that God brought me through that, because clearly that wasn't a relationship that was meant for me, as well as that relationship did teach me something though. It taught me about emotional boundaries. It taught me how to make sure if I'm gonna date somebody that I have a wall that protects my heart. Oh, excuse me. I need to guard my heart because you can't just give your full self to people. And that's my biggest problem. Even to this day, I give so much to people that when I don't receive the same energy, it really hurts my feelings. And you know what? I'm learning too that that's okay. I just have to be aware for me, myself, and I, that just because I put 110% into a relationship or a friendship or whatever the situationship is, it doesn't mean that people are going to give it back to me. And that's a hard pill to swallow for not just me, but I know for a lot of people. So yeah, shouldn't have been in that. Long story with that. We don't need to get into details. That is what it is. God delivered me from that. And it was just a bunch of, all I can really say is it was a bunch of pain and crying and frustration and anger. But like I said, I mean, it turned out for the best because I ended up switching schools. Not because of that. I really didn't like the school I was at. But I ended up switching schools, coming out here where I'm at. And I started finding people who are like-minded to me. My sophomore year, not so much. My sophomore year, I was living at this apartment complex with 3 other girls, 4 of us total. It's like a townhouse kind of situation. Started off good first 6 months. The last 6 months, it was kind of like they wanted me to pay for stuff I wasn't even using. I wasn't doing that. So that kind of made some tension. But I mean, overall, I had a good time living there. They were some cool chicks. Yeah, I mean, we had one little bad incident and it just kind of went downhill from there. So, but overall, they was cool chicks. It is what it is. But then my junior year, I ended up moving to where I'm at now. And I joined a group on campus called Chi Alpha, Christ Ambassadors. If you don't know what it is, type it in on Google. We literally just evangelize other people who may not know Jesus. We also have kind of like Bible studies. We have church on Thursday nights. We have fun though. Like a lot of people misconstrue the Christians as like people who are forcing God or Jesus. They're the same person, but upon other people, and that's not what we do. If you're open and accepting to hear about the Word of God, then we will tell you about the Word of God. Simple as that. If you don't want to hear, you don't want to hear it. But as our job as Christians, and that's just not a Chi Alpha fan, if you call yourself a Christian, your job is to evangelize and tell people about the good news of Jesus Christ. That is your job. So that's that. But I ended up, like I said, joining Chi Alpha, met some great people in my life group, and it was an amazing year. Like, it started off a little rocky in a sense of I didn't know how to make friends for real. Because mind you, my whole childhood I was bullied. My freshman year I was in a relationship, so I had friends, but they wasn't my real friends. They was just around because of the person I was dating. And then sophomore year I didn't make no friends because we in a pandemic. The only friends I had was the people I stayed with. So that was that. Junior year, I was finally able to be in a community of people who really saw the love of Jesus in me. And that didn't make sense. Saw Jesus' love in me. Through me. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And who actually cared enough to talk to me and want to get to know more about me. And that really opened my shell up to making new friends. Not just that year, but this year too. Sorry y'all, my nose kind of stopped up. Don't know why. But yeah. And so that was really good. I learned a lot that year, last year. Now fast forward to this year. This year has been a lot of ups and downs. In a sense of like senior year, like there's so many emotions behind senior year, especially in college. Let me backtrack to last year. As y'all know, I started my brand 912 last year in October. So 2020. Sophomore year, I started my brand in 2020. And as y'all know too, I named it 912. And so now that y'all have that background information refreshed in your mind, we're going to fast forward to senior year. senior year, last semester, around November, December, I'm starting to ask Jesus, where am I going? What am I doing when I graduate college? You know, what am I doing? And I didn't know. Like, I thought I was supposed to go back to Texas. At one point, I didn't know I thought he wanted me to stay where I'm at. But finally, I silenced all the noise outside, and I just sat and I waited. Not literally sit like I'm doing now, but I sat in the revelation that God is going to tell me when the time is right. And as time moved on, he definitely started showing me signs here and there, small signs. Now that I look back, it's plain as day. It was in my face the whole time. But I just wasn't noticing it. And I don't know if y'all know, there is a analogy where it's like there is a fisherman out on the water. Something happens to his boat. Now he's just out on the water. And he asks God, send me something to help. So like a little chug boat goes by, and he's like, no, not that. That's not gonna help. God, send me something to help me. Now like this big cruise ship comes by. He's like, no. And he's like, God, send something to help me. And now like this big steamboat comes by or whatever. And he's like, no. And God is like, I sent you 3 things to help you, and you haven't chosen not one. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm sending you the help, and you're not receiving the help. And the message of me telling you that is like, God literally sent this man options, but it wasn't the option that he wanted. And so for me, I'm sitting here thinking, where and what am I supposed to do? And it's like God is showing me all these signs, but it's not something that I want. That's not the answer that I want. It's not the sign. It's not him telling me audibly. So it's just like passing me by, like this, like the boats. And so finally, I go to this graduation party last year in December, and I'm sitting there, and someone at the table was asking me about my business. Telling them about my business, and I'm just like, yeah, this stands for my mom, this and this and this and that. And he goes, oh, well, I thought it was an area code. And I was like, no, not an area code. But wait, what area code would it be for? He then proceeds to tell me that the area code 912 is for Georgia. First question to him was, how do you know that? His response was, his sister, when she was younger, used to memorize a whole bunch of area codes for funsies. So not only did God place his sister to learn all these area codes, specifically this one that he can remember, but for me to come to Chi Alpha my junior year, meet these people, a year later, he tell me what my business stands for. The area code is Georgia. And mind you, before that, he's been sending me signs about Georgia. So I'm sitting there thinking like, dang, like, if it wasn't clear before, it's so clear now. God is literally telling me where to go. Georgia is where I'm supposed to go. So what am I doing now? Now I'm looking at apartments out there. I'm looking at, jobs out there, things of that nature. And it's just like, that is like the biggest part of my testimony. And I know, like, me talking about going through the video now, it may seem like I haven't said much, or I said things very vaguely. I'm gonna work on it, first of all, but I also think too that, like, we just getting to know each other, sis, bruh. We just getting to know each other. So things are gonna come with time, as far as what you guys learn about me, what you don't know about me, because it still is a separation between a YouTube life and my real life. YouTube is my real life, but, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell y'all my social security number type stuff. Like, that's where we draw the line between YouTube and personal. Okay, so we're gonna get there. But as far as my testimony goes, the biggest thing that I will say about my testimony is that God has brought me from a place of pain and hurt and questioning to a place of peace and love, and just overflowing my heart and my spirit with his grace and with his love, and just all the characteristics of who this man is. Like, that's my dog, for real. Big G, not the little one. Big J, not the little one. Like, put some respect on their name, okay? Also, too, I have to say, as I'm speaking, I'm also reminding myself that, like, everyone's testimony is different. And for me, I feel like I've compared, like, wow, people have these testimonies of like them almost dying and God saved them and now they know Jesus. Or like people having these big testimonies about how their life really went from like a pit of turmoil to like now they're up here living their best life. And for me, it's like I'm still on my journey, and that's okay. It's not gonna be like everybody else's. It's gonna be like mine, because God made me uniquely for who I am. He made Taylor for Taylor and for Taylor's man when he come, okay? So like, I don't know, I just reminded myself that, and that's a sweet thing to remind myself, because sometimes as humans we get caught up in comparing ourselves to other people and what they do, what they don't do, what they like, what they don't like. And it's like, be yourself. Like, be authentically you and keep it pushing, you know? So that's it for my testimony. I would like for y'all though to like, I'm gonna put a questionnaire on my Instagram. So if you don't follow my Instagram, somewhere on the screen, I'm gonna put it, because it's mirrored and it's messing with my brain. Okay, so somewhere on the screen, I'm going to put my personal Instagram, and I'm gonna put it in the link in the description box below. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching another video of Living with Tay. I appreciate y'all so much. Tell a friend and tell a friend, okay? Because the more, look, she looking at y'all, dead at y'all. She wanna be y'all friend too. Come here. Oh, look up them. Okay, well, she wanna be our friend. But tell a friend and tell a friend, because the more subs we have, then I can get something better for this setup of how I'm filming and recording. It's trash. It's trash right now. Tell a friend and tell a friend, okay? And I want more people to talk to. Y'all talk to me in the comments. I'm gonna respond, but you gotta talk to me first. I can't talk to you if you don't talk to me, okay? So talk to me in the comments. Make sure y'all turn on the post notifications so you can get a notification every time your girl posts. In my last video, I said I was gonna post every Saturday. I think I lied. I think it's gonna be every Wednesday, but I could be lying again. But it's gonna be once a week, so keep your eyes out. I think I'm gonna do every Wednesday. But like I said, I could be lying. So with that being said, me and Alaska wish y'all a very blessed week, rest of your week. We also hope that you guys find the love of Christ today, tomorrow, and forevermore. Also remember, this scripture has been in my head for a while. Well, I say for a while, but since Sunday. The things that I was doing, but 2 Timothy verses 2 Timothy chapter 1 Timothy. Wait, I'm finna let y'all know. What's wrong with you? 2 Timothy 1:7. That's it. And I'm gonna read it exactly too, because I summarize in my head. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control, and or self-discipline. That one has been in my head for a while. If you're dealing with sin, that's a good scripture, because self-control. If you're dealing with anxiety, that's fear. Like, God does not give us that spirit. And although it's easier said than done, I think repeating that to yourself every day, it really helps. Like, it really helps to build your everything, okay? So thanks for watching my video. I hope to see y'all back again, back to back, next week. Y'all be safe and be blessed.